Okay, so I'm going to give people just about another minute. And then what I'm going to do this morning is just go over what needs to be in your PowerPoint presentation. So I'm hoping that this wasn't required to come today. This was for your benefit. So, because I gave you this time for y'all to work on your project and hopefully have enough time to correct the issues in the PowerPoint and turn in a great project. I moved the due date on it from Sunday to Monday, so that gives you the entire weekend. Before I get started, does anybody have any questions that I can answer for you? Oh, I guess we're still half asleep this morning, huh? Can y'all believe that the semester is just, it's hard to believe it's just almost gone. Like, I think we have 3 weeks left. And I know y'all are busy, busy, busy.
I had a question.
Sure, Diana.
Are the mission statement, vision statements, and all that, like, that's all part of the PowerPoint?
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to go over that, and it's a real simple. It looks more difficult than what it is, and I'll go into that in just a minute. It's actually the same information that y'all already did.
Oh, okay. I thought it was separate, like sheets or something that we had to turn in.
No, you're going to just take that statement that you came up with on the on that other assignment, where
Yes.
you had, okay, and you're just going to put that onto a PowerPoint slide.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Professor. It's Christine. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Christine.
Do you know about the average slides? It's so much information.
Yeah, it is a lot of information, but my best, the average number is usually around, it's hard to say because, it depends on how much you get on each slide, but usually around 18 to 20. You've got to be able to use it, and some people have 12 and some people have more. As long as you get most the bulk of the information in there, you just got to be able to keep it under the 20 minutes because you have to have, or 22 minutes because you have to have the class activity.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 8:03, so I'm going to get started again. Thank y'all for coming. And I want to remind y'all about the extra credit opportunity on Wednesday for the Lauda series. I sent y'all the link for that to register for that. So you would get the Zoom link when it comes out. I think it's going to be really interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with y'all the syllabus. And we're going to go over each piece of what needs to be turned in for the PowerPoint and what's expected of that. All right, let's see. Hope I don't make y'all dizzy doing that. Okay, so now if everyone should be able to see this, and it says to be included in the PowerPoint. And the PowerPoint is going to have, of course, information from your proposal describing your business in detail. But again, I want to go over that it is just a 20 to 22-minute presentation because you do need the activity for the class, which is probably 3 minutes, and you need to stay under 25 minutes, 30 minutes at the very most. I'll have to cut you off at 30 because we have to do 2 for each class session. But when you're talking about your proposal, you're going to give the broad information. Like you don't, you can show your cash flow statement, you can show at the end, but you don't have to describe every single thing in it. what we're looking to see is how much money, the big points, like startup costs, not, and you don't have to go into detail speaking about it, but just the amount of money, how much money you project to make and how much money you project to spend, so that are you in the red for the first year, that kind of information. You don't have to go into detail on, if you have a large company, on every single employee. You can just go into detail on maybe the roles and responsibilities of your main management employees. You put as much information as you can get in there without going over the time limit. Now, your group activity is approximately 5 minutes, and that group activity, I'm sorry, I missed mission statement. Mission statement, vision statement, and value statement. What you're going to do is put that on one of your PowerPoint slides, and all you have to do is copy it from the mission, value, vision statement exercise that we did a couple of weeks ago. So you just go in and copy not how you got to it, but the final mission statement, the final vision statement, and the final value statement. And when you upload it to the Dropbox, because there's a separate thing for each one for the Dropbox, just upload the slide with the mission statement on it, the vision statement, and the value statement. And in fact, if you want, you can put them on one slide if they all fit, and just upload that same slide 3 times in each of the slots. However you want to do it is okay. And that's in the Dropbox where it gives you where you have to upload it separate. As far as in the PowerPoint presentation, you can put all of them on one slide as long as you label it, the mission statement, then put it underneath their vision statement, and then value statement, but only if it fits. And you can do it on separate slides, whatever's easiest for you. Okay, the group activity, people have done a lot of different things for the group activity. They've done polls, they have done, let's see, Kazoom, I think is, or I can't think of what it's called. Somebody help me out here, where you can ask questions and it gives you the, how many people got it right? It starts with a K.
Kahoot. It's Kahoot.
Kazoot, okay, all right. A lot of people do that. Some people, like if you have a wellness center, people have done things like 3 minutes of relaxation exercises, anything that you can get the whole class involved in. Okay, then you need a flow chart of your business, and that's already been turned in. Y'all already submitted that. A sketch of magazine or ad or billboard. We haven't talked much about that in this class, but basically that's an advertisement for your business. Be sure that on that, if it's a billboard or a flyer or whatever you choose to do, it can be any of those things. It's just an ad that you're advertising your business. And a lot of groups have done beautiful ads, but they put no way to get hold of them. No phone number, no address. It's just a beautiful ad, but it doesn't lead to anywhere. So be sure that when you do your ad, that you put how to contact y'all. You know, like you need a phone number, you need an address, you need, you know, your Twitter hashtag or whatever it happens to be. And you need to have as many ways as possible for them to get hold of you on your ad, because them just seeing you and not being able to get hold of you doesn't do you much good. Okay, I've had a few questions on the needs assessment. And the needs assessment, you do not, of course, distribute this to your target group, but what it is, I just want to give you a practice in writing a needs assessment. And what you're trying to find out with the needs assessment is, what does your target market think they need from your company? And these would be questions like, and these are usually Likert type scale or short answer. And these would be questions like, what hours would you patronize the clinic? You know, or what hours would be best for your schedule for the clinic to be open? And you could have answers like one might be 8 to 5, another answer might be 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, Another one might be Thursday through Monday, 9 to 6. You could also put in there, if you want to stay open later, would you, a choice of 9 to 6, or another choice might be noon to 9. So those would be, you know, the types of questions. Since I'm not, if you were, let's say you're a gym, then the question might, or wellness gym, a question might be, would you participate in, which of the following would you participate in? Yoga classes, cooking classes, nutrition classes. You know, those are the kinds of questions that, and they're all going to be different for every group, because you have to find out what you need to offer. And that's what a needs assessment is. And it's at least 10 questions, 10 is fine. And that's what goes in that slot. The floor plan, if you have one business, you have one floor plan. If you have 2 sites, you need two floor plans. It needs to be, a lot of the places, remember, you have to have a real building. And maybe the building isn't available right now, but you found the perfect building, and I'm okay with that. Some of the buildings come with floor plans. Zillow will have the floor plan, or, you know, the rental place will have the floor plan, the rental company, whatever it happens to be. But that floor plan needs to have in it the dimensions. Like if it's, if you found a floor plan for well, let me see. Some people have used like nursing homes that have shut down, and then you need to put the dimensions of those rooms, like 5 by 7 or 8 by 10 or whatever it happens to be. And then you need to label on there what the room is. Like, is it an examination room? Is it a kitchen or waiting room? Whatever it happens to be. Now, there are lots of pieces of software that you can do that with. I haven't had too many questions, so I'm guessing most of y'all have that under control. If nobody in your group is able to run the software or is savvy, computer savvy, and you can't find a floor plan for the building that you chose, then you can do it by hand, but it has to be very neat. I prefer it be done on the computer. Now, when I say at least 3 references per member, I don't mean that you have to tell me who supplied each one. If there's 5 people in your group, you'd have 15 references. References are in the back in alphabetical order, not by who supplied them. And remember, you will lose points if you don't cite it inside the PowerPoint and in the reference list. It has to be in both places. Okay, it needs to be a PowerPoint and not a Prezi. And remember that you have to upload it. One member of the group uploads it, and you upload it to the Dropbox and to the discussion board. Now, in the discussion board area, you have to make a comment on every other group but your own. So, you know, like you have to comment on their PowerPoint, and that's why your PowerPoint is uploaded to both places. So individually, you will respond to 4 other groups, because there's 5 total groups in this class. So you'll have to comment on 4 other groups. Okay, now you remember that in the PowerPoint, even this, you have to upload the sketch to the Dropbox separately, the needs assessment separately, and the mission, values, and vision. However, be sure that you also put it in your PowerPoint. We want to see the sketch. We want to see the needs assessment, and it may not fit on a slide, so you can just pop it up at the end or in the middle or where you ever want to be, but you don't have to go over the whole needs assessment. Just show it to us, and you can maybe hit 1 or 2 of the high points in the needs assessment. But all of these things have to be in your presentation, somehow attached to the PowerPoint. Be sure you check for spelling and APA. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, now I'm back to y'all. Do I have any questions? Because I want to be sure that you're coming at this at a from a good vantage point. I don't want you to lose points for something that you just didn't realize had to be there. Did this help? Hands up. Anybody? Thumbs up? Okay.
It
super.
helped. Thank you. It helped.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay, super. I haven't ever done this before, but I just wanted to give y'all that extra boost. I think this semester's been particularly difficult for some students. I think there's still COVID floating around. I think people are having to work 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. And I don't want this to be a stressor for you. And I don't want you to lose points over something that is just a technical error. So that's why I decided to meet voluntarily for those of you that, you know, so you would know exactly. Now, I was still, you know, I'm still always available to you. If there's still something, you know, if you're working on it and you say, oh, geez, I don't remember this, or, and I will post this recording also. Or that, you know, like something you realize you didn't know, have a question about before, then you can always text me, email me, or do both, and you're sure to get me, because sometimes I forget to turn the phone back on after being in a meeting, so I don't see it till later on in the day if you text me, but if I see it, I answer immediately. Okay, questions?
I know one person is submitting the PowerPoint. Is that one person also submitting the mission statement, vision statement, just one person for all those as well?
Correct.
Okay, thank
And
you.
it doesn't have to be the same person, it's just whoever y'all designate. Just be sure somebody submits it, but just one for each of your groups. Okay, Brandon?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Other questions? Everybody understood the feedback? Everybody's got it under control? Okay. Would y'all like to be sent into your groups, or what would y'all like to do? I'm here if you have any other questions. I can set the groups up, or, you know, that's really all I have unless you have questions. I just wanted to, you know, go over what was due.
If you can set us up into groups, I know some of my group members are here, so we can just have a
Sure.
quick chat. That's great. Sorry,
Okay, no
team.
problem.